According to Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, we need to keep the global temperature rise below 1.5 degrees Celsius. In 2030, by when the world must halve our carbon emissions, I will be in just 23 years young. By 2050, when the world should achieve net zero, I will be in my early 40s. India will be devastated by climate change over the next 30 years if we do not act now. By that time, I will be only 44 years young. According to a recent UN report, an estimated 1 million species are at risk of extinction, many within decades. The countdown has already started. Today, I will be sharing how minimalism is connected with sustainability. When I talk about minimalism, don't start imagining you have to live like a sadhu. Allow me to tell you what minimalism is. According to Joshua Fields Milburn, minimalism is a tool to eliminate life's excess, focus on the essentials, fulfillment, and freedom. A great principle of minimalism is using the minimum number of resources, which accords perfectly with our present day need for sustainability. Sustainability is meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainability is directly related to how we decide to consume our limited resources such as energy, water, food, and minerals. It also relates to the responsible use of our resources and environment. Respecting our biodiversity will also make us more sustainable. We need to discuss ways in which we can become more sustainable by using our resources more responsibly and also by tapping into renewable resources such as wind and solar energy. Minimalism is a method for using only what we need to survive and waste nothing. Owning less is great. Wanting less is even better. Things don't define you, you do. As I continue this journey of becoming a sustainable minimalist, something that I have come to value is the idea of eco-minimalism, or living more sustainably. Eco-minimalism is being conscious or mindful of what we bring into our lives at home and how we dispose of those things. To me, living more sustainably is the intention, habits, actions, and decisions I help to reduce my impact on climate change and help support the environment. I have started with just consuming less. If I acquire less, I have less to get rid of. I have convinced my parents not to buy me clothes regularly. I think twice before buying any stuff for that matter. The last time I bought myself a t-shirt was in January 2020. I generally buy a size more than my current size so I can use it for a longer duration. I somehow like the concept of minimalism, for which sometimes I'm being teased too. But I tell them why I am doing so and ask them to do the same. Some agree, some laugh at me, but I move on. Minimalism and sustainability go hand in hand because the less you accumulate, the more you're conscious about the world around you. Given our current climate crisis, consciousness about our environment does a lot good in bringing us closer to zero waste. Remember, simple can be harder than complex. Simple is sustainable. We have been addicted to buying like we have been addicted to sugar. How we buy clothes has changed. I recall my mother saying that she used to get only 2 dresses max a year. One on her birthday and the other when there was any occasion. Clothes were passed on to the younger siblings or cousins, which was considered quite normal in those days. mending, refashioning, and caring, like hanging outside to refresh. Airing them out instead of washing after every use is what is required. Wash less, love more. Fashion shouldn't cost the earth. The dangerously high environmental cost of fast fashion is impossible to ignore, in which thousands of tons of discarded clothes are being dumped in landfills. These items are largely leftovers from the fashion industry. According to the World Economic Forum, the fashion industry produces 10% of all humanity's carbon emissions. It is the second largest consumer of water supplies, and it is the seventh largest economy in the world. People buy 60% more clothes than 15 years ago. On an average, 80% of our clothes are worn just 7 times before being tossed. Millions of tons of clothing items are thrown away each year. You will be surprised to know that the most popular fabrics in the fashion industry are the most toxic ones. Have a look at how long does it take for a clothes to biodegrade. Cotton, 1 to 2 weeks. Denim, 11 months. Silk, 1 to 2 years. Nylon, 30 to 40 years. Polyester, 20 to 200 years. Look at spandex, it's indefinite. Sequins, never. There is an environmental impact. Each time you hit the buy now button, you are helping power up the ships that are running down endangered whales of the coast. Amazon, Flipkart, etc., in the name of packing, is destroying the country with plastics. The National Green Tribunal has directed the polluters to set up a collection system to take care of the plastic shipping material. Recently, we had a Black Friday sale and people were going gaga over it. It is not a bargain if you don't need it. To all my friends here, be more of a conscious consumer to preserve this beautiful planet we live on. You don't always need to buy trendy clothes to be stylish. Join the slow fashion movement, move away from the fast fashion, and start a fashion detox like me. If 20,000 people from all over the world will join this, we can save up to 750 million liters of water and 2.5 million kilograms of carbon emissions by simply not buying new clothes for 3 months. Slow fashion is the opposite of fast fashion. It is a deliberate choice for consumers to slow down their consumption and buy less while investing in high quality pieces that last longer. Now, coming to plastic. Did you know that 9% of the plastic used every day is recycled? The other 91% is going to landfills, incinerators, etc. So it's simple. Stop buying plastic and companies will stop making it. Lower demand means less production. The consumers make the market. If the consumers stop buying fruits and vegetables packed in plastic, producers will stop selling them. Emma Watson has rightly said, as consumers, we have so much power to change the world by just being careful in what we buy. Consumerism leads to deforestation, toxic pollution, climate change, and the extinction of species as just a few of the innumerable problems tied to our consumption. Are you aware of how much water is used to wash a Turkish towel or a terrycloth towel? Imagine we replace this with a simple thin towel gamcha. It requires very less water to wash and it even dries very fast. If all the hotels replace the Turkish towels with a plain gamcha, imagine how much water will be saved. It is said that charity begins at home. Break the consumption cycle. To do this, we need to follow the hierarchy, or rather, I should say the Buyerarchy of Needs. This was coined by Sarah Lazarovic. First, make good use of what we already have. Stop and think. Do I already have this item to do this task? Don't use and abuse your possessions. Take care of your things so that they will last longer. Borrow from a friend if you need a specific item that you don't have. Bored on the same things again and again? Organize a swap party with your community. Go to thrift mode. Shop secondhand when you need to add a piece to your collection. Or why not try to make it? Bike should be the last resort after all areas have been tried. Waste not, want not. Joshua Becker has rightly said the most environmentally friendly product is the one you didn't buy. Think about it. I will be sharing with you 5 questions to ask yourself. How to reduce impulsive buying and be a minimalist. First, will I still be wanting that item after 12 hours have passed? Second, if it wasn't on sale, would I be paying the full price? Third, will the item still be in active use after 5 years? Fourth, are we getting into the trends or do we love it? And fifth, don't I already have something similar at home? Do I need this one? The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. I am reminded of a story where a village was suffering from a drought. The villagers prayed to God for rain. God granted their wish with a condition that the next day each villager will have to take a jug of milk and put it in a particular pot. Each one of them thought that everyone is going to put their share of the jug of milk. If I don't do it, it will cause no harm. The next day, the pond was full of water, not milk, because each one had thought the same way. What I am trying to say is that in the present circumstances, no one can afford to assume that someone else will solve this problem. Every individual has a responsibility towards climate change and the environment. We dream of changing the world, but sometimes changing a single soul is enough. For inside every human, there is a world. We need to embrace zero waste, build sustainable habits that last longer, and become a minimalist without sacrificing the planet. We don't have to engage in grand heroic actions to participate in change. Small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world. Let's create a wave of change together. If all of us commit to taking action, we will truly do it. I'm doing my bit. Are you?